Can you hear that? It's the sound of silence before the shift, the moment before the wind changes, before reality bends. They say, listen to this before sleeping, and everything you desire will be granted in one night. Sounds unbelievable, right? And yet, what if I told you that statement isn't fantasy? It's ancient wisdom, disguised as modern superstition. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you went to bed without worry, without a screen in your hand, without thoughts running wild? When was the last time you let your soul breathe before you slept? Most people, they go to bed like zombies, staring at blue lights, dreading tomorrow, regretting yesterday, whispering silent curses to themselves. I'll never be enough. I'm stuck. I'm tired. I can't change. And so they program failure. Because the truth is, and listen carefully now, your subconscious is the most powerful servant you'll ever have. But it's not your servant if you don't command it. It becomes your jailer. Yes, I said that. The last thought you have before sleep is the architect of your tomorrow. Let that settle. Before I tell you how this works, truly works, I need you to do one thing. Subscribe. Because what I'm about to share with you is not just this video. It's a doorway, and there are many more doors coming. But only those who return will walk through them all. Now, let me take you to a place very few people ever go. It's not a cave, not a temple, not a mountaintop. It's closer than your breath. It's inside you. Tonight and every night, when you lie down, something sacred happens. Your conscious mind slowly steps aside like a tired gatekeeper. It begins to drift. But the subconscious awakes. It opens its ears, it becomes a sponge, and it takes the last thing you feed it and turns it into fate. Imagine you whisper to yourself as you drift, I am broke, I am tired, life is hard. Then your subconscious, like a divine waiter, delivers just that. More scarcity, more exhaustion, more struggle. But what if, just what if, you whispered instead, I am abundance, I am peace, I am already what I seek. You think your mind won't notice? It will, and it will respond. You see, there's a hidden truth, one they don't teach in school. Your reality bends to what you believe while your eyes are closed. This isn't wishful thinking. This is how Edison invented in his sleep, how ancient mystics received visions, how prophets, sages, even kings heard truth in the silence between thoughts. Now you might ask, but how do I do this? How do I change what I think when I can't even control my mind? I'll tell you. But not in lists, not in hacks, because this isn't a trick. This is a remembering. Stay with me. Let me tell you a story, one you've never heard but somehow already know. A man once broken slept in the back of his car. No home, no money, no one. But every night he did one thing. Before sleep, he imagined vividly that he was shaking hands in boardrooms, that he was standing on stages, that applause filled his ears. He'd fall asleep smiling, and the world slowly, strangely, unexplainably began to shift. Today they call him a multimillionaire. They say it's motivation. They say it's mindset. But I tell you, it was what he whispered before sleep. That's what built the empire. You don't have to believe me, but I dare you to test this tonight. No apps, no affirmations off YouTube, just you, your breath, your heart, and one sentence, something like, everything I need is already flowing to me. Not shouted, whispered, not desperate, certain, and then sleep. Don't overthink it. Let it go. You'll feel it the next morning, not as lightning, but as a quiet shift, a soft nudge in the right direction. An idea, a call, an unexpected opportunity. That's not coincidence, that's creation. So here's what I ask of you. If this happens, come back, comment, tell your story, because we're not building a channel, we're building an awakening. And if you're still here, still listening, I know one thing, you're ready for more. So hit that subscribe button. Don't let the noise of the world drown out what you just heard. What's coming next will shake the ground beneath your beliefs. But first, tonight, you begin. You plant the seed, you choose your sentence, you close your eyes, and you whisper, let it be done. So let me take you deeper, because what we've touched so far is only the surface. And the truth, it runs far deeper than you were ever told. You see, what you whisper before sleep, it's not just heard by your subconscious. In the oldest scrolls, Hebrew, Vedic, Gnostic, they called this moment the gateway, a space between the visible and the unseen, between time and eternity. In ancient Judaism, there's a name for it, Sha'ar HaRachamim, the gate of mercy. They believe that right before a man sleeps, his soul leaves his body and ascends temporarily to a realm beyond form. And what he carries in his heart in that ascent, determines what is written in the book of the next day, not by chance, but by choice. And it's not just religious poetry. Modern neuroscience is now catching up. In the last few minutes before sleep, your brain shifts into theta waves, a frequency almost identical to deep meditation and hypnosis. The door to the subconscious creaks open, and in that fragile window, whatever you impress upon it becomes the blueprint it uses to build your tomorrow. So what are you feeding it? Let me tell you another story. Have you ever heard of Nikola Tesla, the genius who gave us alternating current, radio waves, wireless energy? What few people know is this: Tesla often worked for hours during the day without solving a single problem. But then he'd lie down. He'd enter that liminal space between wakefulness and sleep, and that's when the solutions came. He said it himself. The mind is sharper and keener in seclusion and uninterrupted solitude. It is then that ideas are born. But the solitude he meant wasn't in a cabin. It was the silence of the subconscious. Now pause. Imagine this. Right before sleep, you speak one sentence with all the faith you can muster. No begging, no fear, just certainty. And then you sleep. In that sleep, the gate opens, and what you whispered becomes like a seed placed gently into the rich soil of the spirit. This idea, it exists everywhere. In the Quran, the Prophet Muhammad said that in sleep, a part of the soul ascends to meet its creator, and that dreams can be glimpses of divine truth if the heart is pure before bed. In Buddhism, monks train in something called dream yoga. They enter dreams consciously, to remove illusion, to manifest clarity. But the key is always the same. How you enter sleep determines what the dream creates. Even in ancient Egypt, the priests would lie down in the halls of healing, massive, echoing chambers, and allow the voice of the gods to visit them in dreams. They believed sleep wasn't passive. It was a portal. But we, in our modern world, we treat sleep like an inconvenience. We shut off the lights, scroll mindlessly on phones, and fall asleep in anxiety. And we wonder why every day feels like the one before. Because without knowing it, we are ritualizing failure. But listen to me now. You can flip that switch tonight. If you're still watching, this isn't by accident. You're hearing this because something inside you has always known this to be true. There's a reason. There's a reason you've had dreams that felt more real than reality. Or there's a reason you've woken up with solutions you didn't fall asleep with. There's a reason certain prayers, certain visualizations work better when whispered before bed. Let me prove it with a short exercise. You don't need to move. Just imagine. Close your eyes or keep them open and picture this. You are lying on a boat. The sky above you is velvet black. Stars shimmer like diamonds. The waves rock you gently. You are floating through the waters of your own mind. And suddenly, you see it. On the distant shore, a version of you, smiling, whole, peaceful, living the very life you once believed was impossible. And here's the twist. That version of you is not a dream. It's not fiction. It's memory from the future. Because the subconscious doesn't know time, it only knows belief. And when you feel something strongly enough, emotionally, spiritually, physically, your subconscious moves to match it. That's why it's so dangerous to sleep in fear, and so powerful to sleep in faith. Listen, there's a village in the Andes where children are taught this from birth. Before bed, they must speak out loud the best moment of their day, then describe the day they wish to live tomorrow. They believe that words spoken in that final moment become reality. And oddly enough, they live longer, happier, more fulfilled. Coincidence? I don't think so. And if you're still doubting, let me tell you what happened to me. There was a time when I was broken, financially, emotionally. I had nothing but doubt. But one night, almost out of spite, I tried it. I whispered, I am already living in the miracle I cannot yet see. I fell asleep. Nothing happened the next morning, but something shifted. That week, a person I hadn't spoken to in years offered me a chance. Then another, and another. The door cracked open, and I walked through. It wasn't magic, it was alignment. And now I tell you, because I promised if it ever worked for me, I'd tell everyone who would listen. So I'll say this once more. Tonight, whisper your sentence. Say it with belief, with stillness, with reverence, and sleep. But don't stop here. Don't let this be a one-time experiment, because the soul doesn't respond to occasional curiosity. It responds to faithful repetition. Make this a practice. Every night, right before your final breath into sleep, speak your future into form. It may not happen overnight, but one night, It will. Now, if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel because what we're doing here isn't entertainment, it's transformation. And we are just beginning. So now we arrive at the final stretch, the moment between knowing and becoming, because knowledge alone is not enough. Desire alone will never move mountains. What transforms your life is the embodiment of what you believe, especially in the stillness before sleep. You've heard the stories. You've felt the truth stir inside you. You've begun to remember what was always hidden in plain sight, that you are not a prisoner of circumstance. You are a creator of reality, and the brush you hold in your hand is your subconscious mind. But like any tool, it only works when you use it, when you trust it, and when you practice it. Let me be clear. This isn't about manifesting cars or luxury or shiny things. No. This is about reclaiming the power to live fully, to heal what hurts, to find peace where there was only noise, and to finally recognize that what you've been waiting for all this time is already inside you. Now I want you to ask yourself, are you truly ready to release the identity that's kept you small, to let go of the patterns that never served you? Because if you are, then tonight, before your head hits the pillow, you must decide. Not wish, not hope, decide. And then speak it into the dark like a vow. Not to the universe, not to any god, but to your own soul, the one part of you that has never forgotten who you are. And maybe you'll say something like this: I let go of all resistance. I welcome the life that already belongs to me. I am safe, I am guided, I am becoming who I was born to be. Say it as if your breath is carving stone. Say it until you believe it, or until your doubt has nothing left to stand on. Say it, and then let it go. Now you might wonder, but what happens next? Let me tell you what won't happen. Lightning won't crash. You won't wake up floating. No angels will descend to carry you to a mansion. What will happen is far more powerful. The next morning, something will feel different, subtle, but certain. Maybe a thought, maybe a new idea, maybe an old fear, no longer strong. And that's the shift. That's the real miracle, because transformation doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers. And if you keep practicing night after night, the whispers become waves, and the waves move mountains. Don't be fooled by simplicity. Some of the most powerful forces in the universe are quiet: gravity, time, belief. They don't shout, they shape. So I offer you this: start tonight and do it again tomorrow and the day after that. Make it sacred. Brush your teeth, dim the lights, breathe deeply, and when the world grows quiet, speak your new truth. Then sleep. Because when you sleep in faith, you wake up in power. Now listen, I know some of you will try this once and forget. That's okay. The seed still gets planted. But if you want the harvest, you have to keep watering it. Consistency is the real secret. Let this become your quiet rebellion against a world addicted to chaos. Let your night routine become your temple, where you return to yourself, where you remember, where you create. And if you ever find yourself doubting again, return to this place, to this channel, to these words, because we're not done. We're just beginning. There are truths I haven't yet told you, techniques I've only hinted at, dimensions of this mystery still waiting to be unlocked. But that only opens for those who return. So if you haven't yet, subscribe, turn on the bell, not because I need it, but because you do. Because the voice that woke something inside you tonight will be back. And when it returns, you'll be ready to receive more. Now close your eyes, take one deep breath, and remember, the world you wake up to is shaped by what you whispered in the dark. So choose wisely. Tonight, whisper boldly and let everything you desire begin its journey to you. Good night. And may your sleep be deep, your dreams be true, and your reality finally catch up to the vision already alive in your heart. We'll meet again. But first, let your transformation begin. This is from within you. Subscribe, stay close, because the deeper you go, the clearer life becomes. Sweet dreams, the kind that build new worlds.